Hey, everyone. Sorry about that. OBS does this thing where sometimes it just decides that I can't speak. Welcome to episode 186 of Today's News Tonight. As you can tell from the fact that you can now hear me, I am your host, Steve Bowling. I'm so glad to be here. We have a lot to talk about. It's been a big day. You saw me emoting all crazy. I was basically saying that. I was saying, what an amazing day this is. These guys reacted to it. You probably got the gist of it. I don't need to explain it to you. You're all probably adults. Maybe some of you are children, but who cares? Welcome to Today's News Tonight. It is the day. I am thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to talk about this with y'all. We can finally talk about the story that has been weighing on my heart forever. No, not a news story. Well, it is news. It is news now. Of course, I'm talking about the fact that I just found out that the UK has Katsu Curry Chicken McNuggets, and McDonald's has not released them here. And I got Greg Miller, known chicken influencer and McDonald's ambassador, to support me in trying to get these to the US. We're going to make it happen, people. Y'all can only hear, oh my goodness. They're cursing uncontrollably. Like they're just cussing me out. I can't believe the amount of, oh, that is rough. That is rough. They can hear you now. I just want you to know that they can hear you the way you're abusing me right now.
As I was saying, has The Apprentice surpassed them? I want to. No, I'm kidding.
Listen, guys.
Oh man.
But the real story of the day, of course, is not about some fucking chicken McNuggets. I am joined, for the first time I can say this, I am joined by my good friends and GVG co-founders, Ash Paulson, Derek Bittner, and Jon Cartwright. The boys are back.
Derek Bittner.
I cannot believe we're all
cheap,
sitting here together, you guys. This is so surreal. We're all sitting here together, all four of us, and we got Brandon and Daniel with us too.
Hello.
You're hiding.
This is just the most. My heart is swelling with pride and happiness and just sheer ass joy right now, John. I can't believe you're
Wait, is that
here.
ass joy?
Yeah,
Ass joy, yeah.
Us joy. Yeah, I mean, this was always
joy.
the plan. Like, we were planning GVG way before anything went live. It was always the plan for all of us to do our own thing. And life happened. I was having a baby, so was Derek. So I didn't make it to launch. I'm late. I'm sorry. But we're finally here. We're finally doing the thing we've been planning for so long. It's like, how long were we planning this thing? Must have been like a year.
God,
So-
we started talking. Oh, I approached Derek and Steve with the idea about GVG probably 6 to 8 months before we actually launched, guys.
It was a while.
Something
Like
around
that.
there.
Was it longer?
I had been
we were talking for a while.
So out of all of us, even though we all worked together at GX, Jon was the one that I kind of trusted the most because we were like the two newest guys on the crew at the time. And so I went to him with like my misgivings about GX just to see if he was on the same page. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm getting out of here. And so I let him, I was kind of, conversing with Jon about it. And he let me know that you guys were making your own plans. And I was like, oh man, well, if you'll have me, I want in. And so GVG quite literally in many different ways wouldn't exist without Jon. And yeah, it always was the plan to bring Jon along with us from day one. But of course, life happens, like you said, and I was really super depressed, not in a selfish way. Definitely in a selfish way, not in a selfish way, but for Jon to find out Jon was going to Nintendo Life, where I have experience working with them. They're a great group. They treated Jon very well. It's not like there's any bad blood there. But of course, as a friend and a coworker, I was really sad to see him go, especially when we were kind of on the precipice of starting our own thing, and we just needed a couple more months to get it off the ground.
Right.
But I remember having the conversation with Jon, like the days before launch. I was telling Jon, like, hey, let's talk about it in a year. Let's see if we can get to a place in 1 year where you can come back. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh God, are you really going to be able to make good on that conversation? Is that conversation ever even going to happen? Nintendo Life is a great place. They treat Jon really well. And when kind of the stars aligned and Ash and I and Derek, we were all talking about it, and I was like, when we all came to the realization, like, holy hell, we can bring Jon back. Yep. I was like, there's literally no other option. Like, why would we, there's no consideration that needs to be taken. There's no debate that needs to occur. Of course, this was what we wanted to do. And Man, I just want to
There was no
say,
question whatsoever.
so incredibly glad that this day has come. Like, I have not stopped smiling at all today, and I'm in the middle of a divorce, so that should tell you how happy I am.
And to give you all an idea of how long we've been kind of, working this out behind the scenes and like figuring this out, this started back in November. So this is the result of 4 months of behind the scenes hard work, making sure we could make this happen for Jon in a comfortable and stable way. Go ahead, Derek.
When you told me it was possible, I was on the Thanksgiving break up at my family's place, and you called me like, yeah, it's like I got to talk to you about something. I'm like, it's sort of one of those things where it's like it's a girlfriend. It's like, we need to talk. I'm like, are they kicking me out? Like, what's going on? Like,
I remember you thought it was going to be something bad, and then I had to to clarify.
Yeah. It's been utterly bonkers seeing the reaction. I was saying to Steve before this, I just see myself as just some guy. I'm just some guy who comments and talks about games. I mean, but seeing people so attached to like the work we've done over the years is crazy. Like, the reaction we've had over Twitter, on YouTube, in the Discord is so welcoming, and it's like I am returning home. Which I guess I am in a sense, because we're all. I mean, this was my
your
channel to
This
start.
was your channel to begin with, man. Yeah,
yeah. We've also been a family for so many years, though. Like we were all at GX. I think I started in 2017, or at least the end of 2017. Derek was there way before that. Ash was there.
I started in 2013, I believe.
I think I was 2012
when I started. Yeah,
and Steve was
around Pokemon X and Y.
2018,
were you, Steve?
The very beginning of 2018. Yeah.
Technically, I've been with GX even longer than what it's been on YouTube, because ever since the first year of PAX East, which, what year is that? 2010.
Wow. Yeah.
Just more on the written side of things, but yeah, that's how long I've been with GX.
And for those of you out there who might not know, there's a really beautiful, like, completing the circle moment about all of this, because as we've been saying, Jon initially donated his own personal channel to us to get GVG off the ground with a head start of a GX loving subscriber base, or, people who knew who we were and loved our content. And we were able to take that first year, build the channel up a little bit, and, get some more subs in, get the Patreon going. And now he's back to his original channel. And I want to be very clear, because we've seen some questions about this on social media and in YouTube chat. Jon is not working for us. He's not working for GVG. We have brought him in as a full co-founder with equal ownership in the channel. We are all equal partners in this stake, or we have all equal stakes in this. We're doing this together. We're all in. And this is what the intention was all along, just like Steve said. And we're so excited to be able to finally deliver on that promise.
Mm-hmm. I had a good time at Nintendo Live for like a year and a half. There was some good moments in there. I'm proud of a few videos I did. But also, I feel like I am much more than Nintendo. And You've been doing Nintendo for a very long time now.
Yeah,
I have. And I have a year and a half worth of other video ideas that have been bubbling up over time. So I'll still cover Nintendo, but I've got so many like PlayStation and Xbox videos I want to do too. And I've got this giant list of ideas that I think will probably cover the entire year at this rate. But a lot of edited content's on the way, a lot of scripted and fully written content, which I know some people have been asking for on GVG. I think we're going to deliver that
and I've been wanting to fulfill that as well. That's been a thing of mine. And should we use that as a way to transfer into the other kind of big announcement for tonight? Because I think that's a big part of allowing me to be able to try to contribute as much as Jon. And that's been a big goal of mine.
Let's go ahead and talk about our first story, if you will, of the evening. That's right. We are launching a brand new show called the GVGCast. And, well, it's kind of what the name implies. You're thinking, but Steve, I'm already listening to your podcast on GVG. What the hell is a GVGcast? Well, the GVGcast is going to air every Friday at this exact time slot. And you might be asking yourself again, well, Steve, what does that mean? Because I'm watching your podcast on Friday at the time slot you just mentioned. Well, a little bit of medicine to go with the sugar. TNT is taking a hiatus. We will be retooling and re-envisioning the show, and it will come back at some point, most likely next year. We don't have the, we're still in the early phases of what TNT's reboot looks like. However, GVGcast starts next week. and we are going to be broadcasting. It's going to be more akin to what we did back at GX. The gang is back together, and we're going to do what we know. So we're going to go ahead and put together a podcast. It's more focused on the folks you're here to listen to, more about ourselves, our personal lives, our gaming habits, as well as some other segments.
As many people are pointing out, yes, basically real talk.
And and we'll still talk about news that interests us, but news won't be the focus necessarily. Right. And that's going to free all of us up to do more, evergreen content and non-TNT content.
Right.
We've heard you. We know that TNT is too much of our content. It's been holding us back a little bit. We love doing the show, and we are going to bring it back, but it's just not what we need right now. But we also want to keep doing podcast style stuff with all of you, which will, by the way, still incorporate our live audience tier. That's not going anywhere. I saw someone ask if we're sunsetting the sponsorship tier. No, we're going to have 3 sponsorship spots during GVGcast. So it's different, but we're not taking away stuff.
So stay tuned for more information about that. Next week, we'll have a big channel update where we're going to talk about what GVGcast is, what it looks like. We're going to have a huge update to our Patreon that, kind of shows where we're at and what we want to offer in 2022. Obviously, starting with Jon and the GVGcast, like we're poised for a really big year. For those of you asking, GVGcast, starting with episode 1, will be available on all major podcast services, as Greg Miller would say, around the globe, and we will.
It is not patron exclusive.
Where to get it? It's
what you get from TNT, exclusive. You get for GVGcast. It's just
exactly.
Yeah. Live audience still will be patron exclusive, being in the live audience, but the show itself will not be patron exclusive.
Yeah, but like I said, stay tuned. Next week we'll have information on that. But yeah, we're trying to free ourselves up to do more scripted content, get more videos out more regularly. We don't want to blow up your subscription box. That still is true about us. We're not going to, feed you 9 videos a day, but we are going to get more videos out there at a more regular clip. And for those of you wondering, with the GVGcast still being at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, don't expect to see Jon every episode because we want this man to sleep. But this is kind of a special treat, and we'll do more stuff with him, live when it's a regular.
We have other plans to get him involved in discussion like things like discussions.
Well, we're going to be bringing back weekly discussions starting next week, and we're actually, for those of you in our live audience tier, we're going to make those live audience events, so you can hang out with us live as we record discussions, and that's going to be something new that we're doing, and we're super excited about that. And that'll be at the same time every week at a time that's friendly to Jon as well. And that's something that was a huge thing for all of us from the very beginning. And I mentioned this on my Twitter, but for those of you worried about Jon's well-being, and I love that there are so many of you out there because it warms my heart, truly, we would never even think of inconveniencing Jon in any way. You know how we are here, family and mental health and physical health first. He's going to be killing it on pre-scripted content and joining us live whenever he wants. If he can make it, awesome, but we're never, ever going to expect him to be up until 2 a.m. hanging out with us for a live event, because that's not what we're about here.
Yeah, it'd be very tough. I mean, it was very tough when we were at our old place, because I'd often stop work at like 8 p.m., 10 p.m., sometimes midnight. I can't do that with a kid. No way.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate all this.
So hard to do with a kid.
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing my regular healthy hours, and hopefully in that time I can work on just delivering some fun stuff. In fact, one person in our Discord guessed one thing I was doing in the future, and I've not started work on this yet, but just one person in the Discord said, "Are you going to do something with PlayStation All-Stars Island?" Which is such a random guess. But yeah, I am going to do something with PlayStation All-Stars Island.
That's awesome.
Which is a weird mobile game with Coke Zero sponsorships all over it.
Yeah. So I've seen this game, and it is something.
It's something. It is something. There's also people asking about what's that track?
Yeah. And now you know why we've been dragging our heels on it. It was originally going to come back with me hosting it, but that's when we started talking to Jon about him actually being able to come back, and we just didn't feel it was right for anyone other than him to bring it back. And he's been kind enough to be like, "Hey, cool, I want you to do your own episodes too." So I'm still going to do it, but it's Jon's show, and it's Jon's channel originally. And, we were like, if he's coming back, he's got to be the one to bring back What's That Track. And we're getting closer. So many people have asked about that, and yes, it's coming back, and we couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, they've never stopped asking. When I was at Nintendo Life, they were asking constantly, when's this show going to come back? And I wanted to keep it on this channel. While I was at Nintendo Life, we had plans for you guys to bring it back. And that there were pilots, there were tests to sort of try and make it work. But I guess this is just going to be the full debut. And the beauty of that show was, I think, we could bring on a bunch of great guests and sort of rotate them every time. And the idea of rotating the host as well, I think it's going to give it a lot of spice. So I will bring it back the first time, but then, as Ash said, he might host it another time. And I think that's just a great way of getting everyone involved.
Yeah, and Brandon too, because he did an amazing job during one of our patron exclusive pilot pre-episodes when we were first going to bring it back before we had talked to John. And Brandon might do some too, and he killed it as well. And by the way, I do want to remind you all, Brandon and Daniel are here as co-voices of God. Hello. I'm sorry we've been kind of sidelining you guys.
Well, no, you're good. This is about you guys. Don't worry.
Brandon's a genius, by the way. What's that track? And forgive me, this is my first curse of the evening. What's that track was a bitch. It was a freaking bitch to edit.
Once we started getting into it, once we started seeing all the little things that went into it, we started to notice, wow, how did John do this and stay sane?
Well, you guys, you got this great sort of on-the-fly editing formula for it now, whereas I did it all afterwards, which it took so long, and you've nailed it. You made it so much faster. So now when What's That Track comes back, we can finally actually deliver them faster and not kill ourselves editing them every time. So
just don't
Brandon,
bring it back on again,
you're a
John.
genius.
Hey, look who's here.
Hey,
our good friend She Says is here.
I just wanted to say real quick that I'm really happy for all of you guys. It's awesome to see you back, John. And it's like the Beatles coming back. So I'm really excited as a fan. And I really can't wait to see what's coming up. I didn't know that the format was changing and everything. So I'm super excited about that now, too. Don't want to interrupt this for too long, but I just want to say congratulations to all you guys.
Man, you know we love you, She Says.
Yeah, and you got to get back on What's That Track so you can compete. You gotta.
Yeah,
I got a couple of complaints that I answered them too quickly, so I don't know.
Oh, you just gotta find that thing that you with somebody else and have that really grudge match.
I got that complaint at PAX East.
It needs to be the March Madness version of What's That Track to do a tournament of champions. There we go.
Yeah,
all right,
that would be fun.
I'll be in on that for sure.
I
think Ash is my only true rival on this. I feel
Let's go.
Him will be going right at it.
We got to put him on opposite ends of the tournament.
The bracket.
The bracket. Thank you. I was losing.
There you go.
It's like a thing. The
I'm ready.
Thing.
Plus, our good friend Lady Pelvic has said she wants to be back on for a rematch, and I'm down. Let's do it.
There you go.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We've also got Golden Bolt and Chugger Conroy in the chat.
Whoa!
Oh,
hey. Wow!
Yeah,
and Super Deluxe Games Cast is there too.
This is amazing. You
got here.
Just that support is unbelievable.
You guys, the support you guys are showing us. This feels like such a big. I'm actually getting a little emotional because I'm
feeling it. Yeah.
I can't believe this is actually happening, and I'm looking at all of us together again. This is actually. I wasn't expecting to be so overwhelmed, and I apologize for my emotionality. But this is just.
I've never apologized.
I can tell you right now, Ash was definitely the most worried. Like, how are people going to react? I don't know. I'm so nervous. We're changing so many things. And I get the nerves, but it's like this feels all like the right step.
Yeah.
To go to the GVG cast, to focus on those individual episodes, those those scripted episodes. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and unfortunately, between Kid and TNT, it just got really hard to just squeeze it in there because. Being a dad takes a lot more time than I expected, and I knew it'd take time.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it, John, because I do know. You have a bit of a support system over there, don't you? You have your parents and whatnot.
A little bit, yeah. Every now and then, yeah.
Amy and I have got nobody, so we're on our own at all times. But, I'm not, going to complain or anything like that. It's just how it is, but I needed to take that into account. And now that I got it, revved up, good to go. I got ideas. Again, John and I and Brandon and Ash and we're all together just brainstorming all these crazy ideas.
There's some great stuff. The thing I want to focus on is I just want to make stuff that I would want to watch myself.
Exactly.
In the past, I've definitely made stuff that I would not watch myself, just out of obligation to what I'm being told to do. And now no one's telling us what to do. And I feel like we can just break free. We don't have to listen to the release schedule or what's going on. We can just make what we care about, and hopefully people will come along and support that.
Absolutely.
Do we want to give any previews about some of the ideas we have? Like I've been pretty vocal about one of the things I've been working on.
Sure.
Which is a new show called Search Action, where I take a look at Metroidvanias, and I've gotten 2 episodes scripted and recorded, at least audio wise. Brandon, wonderful person that he is, going to be editing those up for me, and just making them shine as much as possible. And I can tell you right now, just from the beginning, it's fun to see how it's sort of evolving from where I originally envisioned it, and it's just changing into something different, where it's almost like the idea is slowly becoming what is a Metroidvania to me. And I think I love the genre. Let's dive in. I did all these Twitter polls, like, what do you consider a good 3D Metroidvania or a 2D Metroidvania? And I got all these ideas of games I would not consider Metroidvanias. Let's see if I agree or I disagree. I think I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I've read some of your scripts for them, and they're great. It's gonna be a really, really fun series. And series is another thing. We tried so many different series in our old place, and they never really stuck around. And the reason for that is just we didn't have time to allow them to stick around. But now it's your focus. You can try and make it happen.
Yeah. Exactly. We're basically free to have full creative control to do whatever we want. All 4 of us together finally, and this is what we've been waiting for for so long.
God, I just want to say in the chat. Oh, go ahead, please.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I think I speak on behalf of everybody in the chat that we're all really excited about it. Also, I just want to say personally, thank you guys for all the years of entertainment that you provided me before I was even a YouTuber. So thank you so much for that. And I'm really excited that you're all back together, and I have total faith in the direction that you guys are going. I wish you guys all the best. So again, big congratulations to all of you. I'm so glad to see the family back together. And I'm going to leave it on that. I'm going to just listen in the background. Good luck to you guys.
Yeah, I know this is target stuff. We love you, man. You're making me cry again. Yeah. We love you, dude.
Love between Derek's.
I remember discovering She Says, and I think I watched his Resident Evil 4 Boundary Break, which is one of the earlier ones. And I loved it so much. It was such a fresh idea. And I shared it on a forum just to try and spread it, because it was so cool. And I don't think you were that big then, She Says. You're fairly small. But the idea of then meeting you through what we do has been a sheer joy. Like the platform that this has allowed us to gather and meet other creatives has been like one of the best parts. Like just meeting you has been great.
Yeah. What's funny is the feeling's completely mutual. You know, one of the big things I always wanted to do when I made it was to be on a GX podcast talking about Smash Brothers, and you guys allowed me to do that. And it's one of the highlights of my entire career. So, you know, like I said, I'm right there with you. I was a fan before I knew, before I even knew that you were a fan of mine. So again, thank you guys.
Oh, Scott in the chat.
Whoa. Scott, hello.
Oh my God, here.
Man. Hey, all Scott there.
Wow,
so many Scott DeWaz monopolies.
God, it feels like we have all of gaming YouTube at our backs. This is the most incredible feeling you all.
This is the best day. I feel I'm just going to be, I think we all knew that GVG was missing Jon. And one thing that I will say that I'm so grateful for in the year that we have had without Jon is that it's no secret that GX, at least when we were there, was very insular and didn't bring a lot of folks in. We didn't get to make those connections and have those friendships with folks like She Says and Chugga Conroy and Scott and Matt McMuscle.
I tried bringing Scott on a few times. It didn't happen.
Same, yeah. And I'm so thrilled that we've been able to build these friendships with all these wonderful folks like She Says and everybody else that has supported us and helped us on this journey. And I'm just excited to, have our core group back together, the 4 of us that were making content together most of the time at GX, and to now have it kind of bolstered by the relationships Jon made during his year away and the relationships we made during our year away. It's just heartwarming to me that we can now be what we always wanted to be, the best version of ourselves, and create what we want to create and have actual ownership over it. I'm overcome with joy, and I'm not used to just like starting each episode. Normally I'm like, hey, let's talk about Bobby Kotick again. But
that's why I think why I missed doing Real Talk, because it just talk, enjoy each other, not be like, oh, Activision's being crap again. More NFTs, junk.
Don't worry, we got NFTs on the docket today.
If we even get to it at that point, we might just want to keep the good vibes rolling at this point. Nathaniel Bandy.
Nathaniel's here.
Hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Wow, this is incredible, you all.
Thank you so much.
And hey, another fun thing to announce. All goes according to plan. We got a new Jon video tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah,
totally.
we sure do.
That guy makes videos? I thought he just tweeted.
Yeah.
I thought he just talked about stuff. Yeah. We've got Brandon here.
So Brandon's how cute his daughter is.
Brandon is editing a video right now, and hopefully it goes live tomorrow. So I wanted to start off with something that I could get done while also working in Nintendo Life. So this isn't like a huge video. It's fairly long. Sorry, Brandon, it is fairly long.
It's okay.
But it's focusing on one game, and it's Spider-Man 3, the game. I started playing it in the new year, and this was always kind of my plan to do it as my first debut video. And yes, a lot of my ideas are multi-game focused. So I've got lots of ideas for like PlayStation crossover games and things like that. But yeah, this one's just focusing on Spider-Man 3. I think it's going to be like around 20 minutes, 18 minutes long.
20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. It should be a fun one, though. It's a very dumb game.
It's a very dumb game based on a very dumb but lovably dumb movie. I adore that movie, and I can't wait to see this video, man.
Two quick shout outs from in the chat that I see in YouTube. Micah Seth, one of the OG Game Explain members.
Oh wow!
Not like
Micah.
Pre-YouTube era. Micah Seth.
Micah is an original GX founder.
Oh yeah. He is the one I met that brought me into the GX fold.
Wow.
That is the key of him. So huge. How you doing, man? So that's
thank you for being here for us.
And that's how I got brought into the fold. Also, Uncle Silver is here, previous guest, and Lady Pelvic, also previous guest. So,
I want to give a shout out to Joni as well, who gave a $15 donation. Joni makes some amazing content. There's a great Puyo retrospective that I recommend watching. A bunch of cool Monkey Ball videos too.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Man, I am
check him out.
Thrilled.
This feels like Avengers Endgame right now.
I know.
On your left, Cap. It's coming out.
Jared Helder with $2 Canadian asking, any news for the future of Good Vibes Arcade? Good Vibes Arcade isn't going anywhere. Brandon and Daniel they're
doing it.
Yeah.
I think the only change is that we'll finally get Jon on the show.
Right.
I heard the game that you guys want to play with him, and you just want to get rid of him off this channel as soon as possible, don't you? With that choice.
Oh no,
I haven't even played that yet, so it's really up to Brandon, really.
I
just want to
play.
Just to give some context, they want to play Dokapon Kingdom with him.
Oh boy.
Well, Brandon wants to play Dokapon Kingdom. I want to play Ribbit King with everybody on here because I want to play some Frolf with y'all.
There you go.
Ribbit King has been recommended to me time and time again. I would love to play Ribbit King.
I would love to show you guys Ribbit King sometime.
I've only seen it through Game Grumps, and it looks utterly ridiculous.
It's just Frolf. Yeah,
awesome.
we Good Vibes Arcade isn't going anywhere. We're still having our usual schedule.
We're not getting rid of Good Vibes Arcade. Nothing on Twitch is changing. TNT is really the only, and I don't want to call it a casualty because it isn't. It's going on a break. It will come back with a. So to give you guys kind of a background on the philosophy of why we're doing GVGcast, aside from the time constraints, is that TNT is kind of like a mix of a podcast and a news show. So that means that it can never truly excel at being either. So right now we're building out the podcast half because we think that's what people get the most enjoyment from in the form of GVGcast. When TNT returns, the way I'm thinking about it, and we still have a year's worth of discussions to probably have about this, is that it'll lean more into the news show thing because news is in the name. But there's a lot of time to go before we even talk about what TNT will look like, when it comes back. I saw folks asking, we will continue to have super chats during GVG Cast. So
yes,
the format of GVG Cast will just be more podcasty in nature, more casual, more
like
conversational, kind of like this. Yeah. But it'll have a different look and feel, but otherwise you'll still be able to find it on every podcast service. You'll still be able to be part of the live audience and interact with us, and it'll still be on YouTube in addition to every other platform, and you'll still have super chats. Whew.
Yes. And
also, we got Nintendo Capri Sun here.
I know.
I never got the chance to get him on the show. I'm so sad about that.
I know.
I think
really,
your Let's Play of Mario Galaxy is the first Let's Play I ever watched on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
I think
also, for those of you patrons out there, I do want to make clear that Jon will be available for Patreon perks and such. We're going to be revisiting the timing of certain patron perks, like our executive producer streams twice a month, to change them to a time where that works for Jon as well with the time change. And yeah, so that's all happening, but in a way that will always be friendly and convenient to Jon and his family and such. But yeah, that's happening. That's on. Yeah.
And I believe you will also be taking part in Fight of Founders, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yes.
So
and that's the reason.
If you want to challenge Jon to a game, check out our patreon.com/GVGaming.
And that's why I haven't reached out to those of you yet for this month for your sessions, because we're waiting to have Jon, be able to announce this and have him, as an option. I know.
Maybe try to spread the love a little bit, so Jon doesn't get overwhelmed. But yeah,
right, yeah, certainly. Jon, it is, on a personal note, man, it has been way too long since we played Smash together. We gotta do some sort of Smash stream, get that going, because I haven't played Smash long enough and way too long.
Oh man,
yeah, we've not played. We haven't played all the DLC characters together. I think the last time we played was. It wasn't Byleth, was it?
It might have been.
I think it might have been
Byleth.
It might have been Byleth. I think you're right.
Oh no, yeah, that's so long ago.
Well,
that's wild. I didn't think about that. Yeah,
we gotta play Smash then.
This community loves it some Smash. I don't know how to make it sound less dirty, but
I don't think there's a way.
We literally made a music show songs to Smash to, so we just
exactly.
Oh yeah. And no one behind the scenes said maybe this isn't a good name. We were all great name. Great name.
Go for it. Just go for it. Yeah.
Fantastic name.
Yeah.
I mean, look, once you talked about the Pokemon DP sound collection, you're only going downhill from there.
The amount of GVG fucks in the live audience chat right now is reaching staggering levels.
Yeah.
Oh man, this just is amazing.
I can't believe that still perseveres. That graphic.
I know. Way to go, Daniel.
I can't make jokes around this community.
Your finest work. So, should we talk about some news? Do you guys?
Sure.
Do we want to talk about news, or do we want to read all these wonderful super chats like that?
I think we have
many great ones.
There's a lot of super chats to go through.
I think we got to pick a few favorites because I don't know how many of these we can read. For those of you that are wondering, all your super chats have been popping up on screen, so at least they got some screen time. But there is,
I've been reading them all. Yeah.
So if any of you have any favorites, please feel free to pick them out because I have been distracted by them scrolling past me.
Man, I mean, let's see.
Oh my God.
I hate to call any of them our favorites because you're all our favorites. So.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
I do want to shout out all the other content creators that have popped in. Nathaniel Bandy with $30, can't stay but welcome back, Jon. Thank you so much. Scott the Waz with a staggering $200 super chat.
Wow.
With no comment, just donating. Thank you, man. We love.
I saw Chugga donated $10. I can't remember his comment, but just sending love.
Yeah,
like jeez.
SDGC with $49.99 says the only podcast better than mine is now even better than that. Wild, which thank you. I respectfully beg to differ. You have a great podcast too. But I will admit that ours is measurably better now.
This one's pretty great. $10 by Black Ninja. Here we go. So they're finally here performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. Put your hands together if you want to clap as we take you through this GVG rap. I love it.
Wow.
Thank you, Black Ninja.
Zion. I can never remember. Xeon.
It's Xeon.
Xeon.
I remind myself it's like the Intel processor.
Yeah.
I don't know that
only
processor.
I would remember it that way. I apologize.
John is the news. That is true. That's my take on the thing. Everything.
I do love this one from Super Dank Awesome Unicorn Guy. He says, "Whoops! I was trying to watch TNT, but must have clicked on an old GX video by mistake. Carry on." No, you're in the right place.
You're in the right place.
I loved that send off Nintendo Life gave you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's such a good video.
Yeah, it's really heartwarming. I didn't get a send off at GX. I just kind
None of us did.
Oh,
I'm like, damn it!
didn't get shit.
Episode dedicated to this, and that's the only thing you got. That's insane to me.
I was at Nintendo Live for a year and a half, and I was still getting comments saying, "Well, isn't this guy from Game Explain?" And so I haven't been there for so long now. And yes, it's just to give the audience some sort of closure, to let them know that I'm not there is so appreciated. Not only for for my sanity, but also so they know where I am, what's going on. It's just polite, just let them know that I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm dead, apparently.
And dead.
But on that note, please go show Nintendo Life your love. Please go sub to them. They're an awesome channel full of great people like Xeon. Please go show them your love. We're obviously so happy and thankful and honored that Jon has joined us here at GVG, but you should still please show Nintendo Life all your love as well.
Hey, speaking of people that
hey,
we worked with
Nintendo
back in
here.
the day,
Yeah.
Done.
25
Saying
euros
this
says
feels
this
right.
feels right, which it does.
I
It does
love it.
indeed.
It really does.
Really happy to have the band back together. It's
Don
humbling to
is-
see the amount of super chats too. I can't keep up.
I know, it's impossible. Don's super kind. He gifted me a copy of that Pokemon Teaches typing game on DS.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
And man, Amy's kids loved that. They just really enjoyed. I was like so fascinated by it.
One idea I had for a
gotta try that
video
myself
was to play a bunch of edutainment games. So there's like a Rayman maths and literacy game here in the UK. I don't think they came
Which
to
I hear is
America.
actually really hard.
I haven't played it yet, so I guess I'll discover the difficulty of that. Pokemon Teachers Typing's another one. There's DK Junior Math, which I bought that on the Virtual Console thinking it was like Wrath, because we say maths here rather than math. So I thought this must be another word for some kind of atrocity. But no, it was literally just a maths game.
Well, I mean,
It was an
full
atrocity.
title. Yeah, I was gonna say. You were right. Yeah, there are a few Sonic edutainment games too, which I've seen footage of, and
What
they
it's
are
called?
patently
Those are
terrible.
That is they are
I
scary.
love teaching.
We should have a competition after playing one of the Teaches typing games. See who learns the most.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I wish there was a competitive mode of like typing of the dead, as Uncle Silver Gaming points out.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
cool.
that'd be sick.
Bongo Lover with a Canadian $2 super chat, and I saw another one earlier.
Here
It
we
says,
go.
"Does Jon drink Danimals?" And just so you know, that's like part of being a GVG cast member. You have to
Apparently, I don't think that
learn
exists
to
in
love
the UK.
Danimals.
Which
Googling Danimals right now.
you are so lucky.
I
You
don't
are
know
quite
what
lucky.
this is.
You've never heard of Danimals?
Oh,
It's
really?
No.
It's
Like,
Wow.
have you heard of
American
Gogurt?
yogurt.
Is this a UK
Oh, we
thing
will show
that-
you the ways.
It's like
Gobble.
gross, drinkable yogurt. that
I
you should
don't like
never
the CGI
ingest.
monkey. I do not like it.
That's the reason
Ooh.
it became a joke, John, is the CGI monkey ended up as Sonic Runner DLC.
What?
For some
Yeah.
reason, he was a playable character in
Yeah.
the Sonic mobile game.
So because of a light news days, we covered it, and it just became this thing.
I think it was Sonic Dash, wasn't it?
I think so. Sonic Dash.
Sonic Dash
yeah.
2, I think it was the Boom version. I wanna
And so
say.
it just kind of came,
Right.
it took on its own life as a GVG meme, where just Bongo the Danimals monkey is just a thing that just
you mean-
continues to pop up in our.
Right there.
Yeah, there
I
it is.
still
He
got
always
it.
has them ready.
Zel Daniel says it's not in the UK, so I'm completely free of.
You got to go to one of those
whatever this
American
monkey
stores.
is.
One of those
Alright.
American stores.
We'll buy you some Danimals.
We sell
no,
blue jeans and
don't-
There should be
cheeseburgers
some
only.
overseas.
We'll show you.
We do not want to
CGI
do that
monkey.
to them.
Well, but back when we have, an in-person event again that we can all go to, maybe if E3 ever comes back as a physical
Oh,
event,
God.
one of the things we'll do, John, when you're out here, is we will go to the store and get you some fucking Danimals so you can try it
I'm pretty
on
sure
stream
I'm the
together.
only one who've actually tried it on stream. So
That is
you
way
get all
better.
your reactions.
than the last time we brought Jon to the U.S. I'm just saying. That's probably a
Yes.
story for the post show, but
Probably. Black
John's
Ninja
first
gave
trip
us
to
$5
America.
saying here's money for John to get some get some damn. How do you say it?
Danimals.
Animals.
It's like a
Danimals,
man named
okay.
Dan became an animal.
Animals
mean,
with E in front of it.
This is a foreign
It's
thing to
it's
me.
Dan and yogurt. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Animals with a D. Yep.
Danimal Crossing.
I'm just.
Did
I'm so. Oh, go ahead, Steve.
I never could have described it as animals with a D, and I think you all know why.
That's why I had to do it.
God.
Oh God! All an ad in our live audio chat says, "Get him some frozen shampoo too." I wouldn't do that to my worst enemy.
Oh,
That
no.
shit gave me such a bad headache that day when I did the bass stream.
It's
John,
weird,
I did
Ash.
a glacier
Like,
grape thing. It was awful. Go ahead, Brandon.
it's weird because like I've never smelled it myself, but I feel like I know exactly what it smells like.
If you've ever smelled like a grape marker, it's like that, but it's bath water. It's disgusting.
Oh my god!
It's
hot.
just. It's,
Man, that's like a scent you don't forget from your childhood.
No.
Yeah, no, it's really not a great thing. I'm so my heart is swelling with all this incredible support we're seeing in chat from both other content creators and all of you in our audience. You know,
It's
before we
amazing.
brought John on these last couple of months, you know, we knew that we had lost a little momentum. We were. It's hard to run a channel and a Patreon and Discord and stuff when you got families and spouses and day jobs. And we knew that we had lost a little momentum, but you guys have stuck with us through that, and you've offered all of your constructive criticism. You believe in us. You want to see us succeed, and it just means the world to me and all of us that you have stuck with us through our, the little bit of momentum we lost and kind of that rough patch. And I just want to say thank you for believing in us and not giving up on us, because we know it's been a little bit slow the past couple of months, and that part's over. We've got the full crew back together now, but thank you for believing in us and not just walking away. Seriously.
Now we're going to ride this rocket ship to the moon. We're going to save Mega Man from the moon. We're going to come
Yes!
down.
that's our next
Yeah,
patron
yeah.
goal, is just get us money and we'll make Mega Man Legends 3.
Yeah,
It'll be
we
fine.
will
That's
do
how
it.
we
There
get
we
Mega
go.
Man Legends 3 made. Nice.
We're gonna beat up KG Inafune, kidnap him, and make him.
I mean, we need to do that
Now
just
that's
to make him
going out
lucky
of
number 9.
context.
Zelda Universe
man,
is in the chat. So glad to see John back. It's like Smash Brothers. Everyone is here. Yes, everyone is finally here. Everyone.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
And one thing I want to call out is that I remember when we were all at GX and they did Palutena's guidance for all of us, and that was such a cool thing for them to do.
Yeah, that was so nice.
Yeah. That
I
was
don't. They were.
awesome.
I remember they DM'd me and they're like, "Steve, you're like really new and we don't know you. What do you like?"
Steve, who are you?
Those are so cool. I want to watch those again.
Those
now.
are incredibly well done.
Yeah. This is so amazing to be here with you guys. I'm going to say that probably a million more times before the stream is over, but seriously, this is just the most wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And we've been
absolutely.
building up to this over the past year. It's finally happened, and I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Leading.
I'm not going to shy away from this. For everybody that's asking in the chat about Andre, I mean, he's not coming over here. I'm just going to be very blunt. He has his thing. We have ours.
He has
and
no
if,
need to.
If you
Yeah,
know
or
our
he
lore,
has no need to.
then you understand that we're not quite yet to the redemption arc of that anime yet. So maybe a few more seasons, but we're happy here. GX is doing fine. I don't think anything bad's going on over there. So, hey, we're doing this.
Yeah.
thing, and that's what
We're looking forward.
We're
not
all
back.
good. We're
Yeah.
good. They're good. Don't need to worry about it. That's all it comes down to. It's not worth it.
I love Rec BCQ's $5 super chat. I love how John has essentially been given multiple paychecks worth of super chats in the past 45 minutes. I hope it's not multiple paychecks. I'm not keeping track, but I hope it's not multiple. Frankly, I hope it's not even one.
Well,
Right.
maybe not. Definitely not Nintendo Life paychecks, but
Also, to piggyback off of what you said, Steve, I also just want to shout out Triss. We love you, Triss. We have a lot of love for everything you do over at GX,
Yes.
and just, no bad blood or anything. Obviously not. Triss is also part of our community, and we totally value you, and just want to say we love you, Triss.
yeah, there are, love. That's all.
Nothing but love.
When the pandemic's over, I'm going to hug Triss. I'm going to fly over to the States, going to give Triss a big old hug, going to fly all the way back.
I had such a wonderful time when I was covering the seems so quaint now, the Nintendo world, or was it Nintendo Land thing they had in New York, because they were showing stuff off and running a contest, and they were having people there to cover it and whatnot. And Trish and I were two of the people there. And boy, that was a waste of time. There was nothing being announced there. The best, just.
And then
I
the
was basically
winners.
trying to secure an invite to the park, and that didn't happen because of COVID. So
Yeah, I was going to say the winners
Right.
didn't even get to go because COVID messed up those plans. I don't think those folks ever got to go.
Oh, that sucks.
no, which
Yeah.
really sucks. But I got to hang out with them the entire time, and it was just made it so much better. It took me to a great ramen place and just got to hang out.
Ooh, man, ramen in New York. I could talk about that for like 2
Ooh,
hours.
hell yeah.
And that's just Tris, of course. Always loved it, Tom. Check out his
dude,
game.
I was
Yeah,
about to
Carpoon.
say.
of course.
Yeah,
I've
check
seen
out
his updates on Carpoon.
Yeah.
Carpoon is looking awesome.
It's really,
When's
we
that
all
coming
love
to
you
Switch?
so much, Tom. Like,
Wait.
seriously, we miss you, love you.
I edited the trailer for that game.
Yeah.
Did you? Oh.
Yeah.
To Leo Aguilar. Aguilar? I hope I pronounced that correctly. I should have. But he says, "Wait, is John joining the channel?" No,
Yes.
just guessed it.
No.
Hang out
Yeah.
with us,
Leaving
John.
the channel.
No,
This is my
The
last
title,
day,
the tweets,
everybody.
all of those are lies.
He's here for welcome. You're here forever. No, John's here. He's part of the core crew again. For anybody who might have missed me saying at the beginning of the show, who just got here recently, he's not working for us. We've brought him in as a full co-owner and equal partner. We're all equal partners in this venture. We're going to kick ass together. So yeah, it's not like an employer thing. We're just doing this together, and we're in it together, in it to win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I've seen this brought up quite a few times. Storysmith with $99.99 super chat. Jon Cartwright bathtub stream win. I don't know if we'll be doing those again. I don't think we're getting John in a tub. I feel like the only time it could happen is maybe during GVG cast.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
like.
think
Hey,
John
speak
will
for
be
yourself.
doing
I'll
that.
do it. I'll do it during GVG cast.
Yeah, but they're not asking for you. They're asking for John.
that's true.
You're old news.
That's
Ash isn't even
That's true.
asked. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to get in the tub, baby."
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun. It was
Yeah.
except for the glacial
People want
break
Jacuzzi
thing.
John.
Yeah,
Rub
but
it up, Daniel.
yeah, it would have to be during GVG cast if John even wants to do it. That's completely up to him. But
I will
there-
find
I think
time
we
to
see
get in the
more.
tub. It may not be
Nice.
GVG cast, but I will get in the tub at some point in
Nice.
GVG content.
There we go.
Awesome.
See?
There
Oh,
you
I
go.
thought you just meant in general, and I was like, I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, well, this is the man who showers. He doesn't need a tub.
I like to play games and I like to bathe. Why not mix them? Anyway.
These are fully clothed bathtub streams, by the way. Those of you who don't
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
we're talking about.
That's
It
what
probably
we're
sounds
usually
way
here.
worse.
Listen, we
Yeah,
already
no,
discussed the fact that GVG has bylaws written on stone tablets somewhere in a basement in Ohio, and the first bylaw is no nipples on GVG, and
Right.
That's set literally in stone, probably in Scott's house, but either way, somewhere there are stone tablets in Ohio that contain this information. We can't change it; it's immutable.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, so do we want to talk a little bit about a man named Bowser?
I
Sure.
love Bowser. Go ahead.
This is great.
Sure.
All right. So, this comes from IGN. A Nintendo hacker named Gary Bowser could be facing up to 5 years in federal prison for helping to create Wii mod chips.
Oof.
Was it worth it? Was it
Yes.
worth
I mean,
it?
I know a lot of people that use those mod chips and mod the Wii, so they appreciated it.
Yeah, but I'm sure this guy doesn't. In hindsight,
No.
Is this charge coming from recent activity, or are they charging him for hacking the Wii?
They're
like a
they're charging
decade
him
later?
for hacking the Wii like a decade later. They found him like in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Like he was on the run from this. And
God.
they finally tracked him down. The thing I want to know, and this is what baffles me, is how is it illegal to make a mod chip? Like that's the part that confuses
Right.
me. Because I feel
want
like
to say there was some revenue involved.
there
well, I mean,
was.
making
Oh, that'll do
money
it.
off
Okay.
of it still though. Like you're not providing ROMs, you're providing a mod chip that could, granted, it enables circumvention of copyright, but I mean, I'm no lawyer. I wish Legal was here, but I feel like that shouldn't be illegal to create a tool that someone else can use to pirate. I feel like that's one stone's throw too far.
I mean,
think
we all
if-
know
if you're
Nintendo is the most
profiting-
progressive. Oh, go ahead, John.
If you're profiting on the Nintendo name, I think that's just a legal boundary you can't step on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
probably right. It just seems
But
weird to me.
at,
Like,
at the same time, though, Wii's are so easy to hack. you don't need mod chips.
Right.
You can just put stuff on an SD card, and that's literally it.
Y'all remember the banner bomb?
Do
I remember the banner bomb.
Oh man, homebrew.
Listen, broke 20-year-old
so it's
Steve
not just a little bit of money he made. He previously admitted earning at least tens of millions of dollars from proceeds from the hacking devices.
Well, that explains the Virgin Islands thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, though it's understood he only took a fraction of that. According to Eurogamer, his defense estimated that Bowser collected $320,000 over 7 years, but others have indicated that other members of the enterprise earned more. And that's what his legal team is arguing right now, is that he's the least culpable one and is the only apprehended defendant. So they're arguing that he deserves less jail time because of that. So he might end up with less.
He's pleading the bottom rung.
I want him to be related to Doug Bowser so badly.
I know.
Like, I want them to have really awkward family reunions years from now.
It is absolutely absurd that he has the name Bowser, though, and he hacked him. It's just.
I mean,
amazing.
It's really funny.
It writes itself. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Like, you just take a step back, and not only this guy, but the president of Nintendo, his last name is Bowser, like, legitimately. It's so normal now. Like, we just kind of accept that his name's Bowser, but how flippin' weird is that?
It really was.
Yeah.
Other little things from this is apparently after taking responsibility for his role in the production and sale of the devices, Bowser agreed to help the U.S. government locate any additional members of the team.
Ooh,
he was also handed a $4.5 million fine and has since accepted a $10 million fine as part of Nintendo's own civil lawsuit against him.
Yeah,
but the judge has yet to make a decision on the length of the jail term. So this guy is financially ruined.
Imagine going to jail and they're like, so what you here for? I made some Wii mod chips.
Yeah.
Yeah. like the least cool story you could ever have to be in prison for.
I'm the reason nobody bought Wii Music.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He's done it 10 years after the Wii's relevant, though.
I know, right?
Oh.
They're like, the Wii, like that thing? Like, you hacked the Switch, right? No, it was the Wii. What? Yeah, the one that wasn't HD. I did that one.
But yeah, Steve, I get what you're saying. I mean, Nintendo's never been known as the most progressive company with stuff like this, so it's not surprising they would do this. But I see where you're coming from in terms of should this guy have been popped merely for making it possible for others. But Nintendo is all about that IP protection at all costs, right? So,
yeah. I mean, I think Nintendo is a little bit too litigious. I think this, though, I mean, Nintendo can't really file criminal charges or get people sent to prison. Like, I mean, a DA or someone has to agree with, Nintendo's stance on the matter and be like, that guy belongs behind bars. Like, we should take him away from society because I really liked Wii Motion Plus, and man, we'd have it on the Switch if this guy didn't ruin it.
I'm seeing some chat saying he made Switch mod chips as well.
There's a Switch mod chip?
I mean,
I feel like
this thing's pirated to hell.
Well, I know, but again,
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's like you stick a paper clip in a Joy-Con. Like, I've never heard of somebody opening up a Switch and modding it, because what reason would you have to? Like, you can't. I don't even know how you get pirated games onto. Well, I guess like an SD card, I guess, but
yeah, I suppose. I mean, how else are you going to play GameCube games on the Switch?
Here at GVG, we don't pirate games. No. Clearly, I just assumed, like, usually when a mod chip comes out for a Nintendo console, like, you hear about it. And obviously the Wii U never got one. But I feel like the Switch, like, people would be... I feel like that would be a really popular mod chip given how well the console sells. Yeah, that's interesting. I knew of, like, one method that only worked on launch models, and I think Nintendo literally on the hardware level patched it out. But
right,
I haven't heard of a hack for newer Switches, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if one exists. But
IGN's article from April says the lawsuit was specifically about the Nintendo Switch devices.
That makes more sense. Okay,
that does make a lot more sense.
I was going to say, Nintendo might be out there blocking Smash tournaments, but I don't see them chasing Wii modders,
That's specifically Nintendo's lawsuit, because the other one, I think, is the U.S. government.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, you know what? If you're broke and you want to play Switch games, once we hit 75,000 subscribers here on YouTube, you could have this. It's a Switch OLED that's brand new in the box. You don't need to steal things. We'll give one to you for free. Just subscribe to
Indeed.
the channel and we'll get one in your hands.
What a smooth
You know, just
segue,
one.
Steve.
Yeah, that was
Nice.
I've
I
been
love
watching
that.
a lot of Linus. But anyway,
Me too.
well, yeah, you gotta if you're dorky like me. But yeah, that's that. Some poor sucker is going to prison where I hope he goes to like the minimum security prison where they have like, you know, story time and
No, if you
just
hack the
maximum
Wii-
security. They're like
Oh, no.
murderers and switch hacks.
this guy's gonna be enlisted to the Suicide Squad. He's that bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't touch the Wii. Never touch the Wii.
And
Right.
Waller's coming from it.
And that's going in.
Words to live by. Well, actually, I don't know. I mean, John, this
Never
is
touch the
the
Wii
same
while
company that,
maintaining eye contact.
this is the same company that believes touching is good, though. So I don't know if that holds.
The DS era jokes pretty much wrote themselves.
They did.
Like I remember
Absolutely.
the old Penny Arcade comic where it's like you could touch me down here, and it was like
Oh,
it was the DS showing its bottom touch screen to you.
Do you
I
guys
don't know
remember
if
the?
it's better or worse than the
I'm
Kirby touching commercial.
With the
Which
giant
he's just-
finger.
Samus
Yeah,
curse.
where he's just walking around
Uh-huh.
with a giant finger.
Just dating a.
Do you guys remember the really cringy 3DS like events they did where they would have like people in uniform go like marching with the 3DSs saying 3D, no glasses, 3D, no glasses, and it was so cringy. Did you
What
guys
the
get
heck?
any of those events in your area?
I do not remember that at all. All I know
I
is that
don't
they
know.
sent out a legion of women with 3DSs attached to their hip to have people
Yep.
try it
Yeah.
out, and
I remember
That happened
that.
too. Yep, that happened too. I do remember that.
Yeah,
that was okay then.
I'm looking
watched
really
that
close
through
to
the
get
internet.
the 3D effect. I swear.
Junker in our Junker in our
Nintendo held
picture-
on to the
Okay.
booth babes longer than anybody else.
Yes.
It's weird.
Nintendo holds on to outmoded things longer than anyone else in general.
That's true.
Junker in our patron chat is saying, I think Ash is finally starting to hallucinate. No, my wife can back me up on this because she went with me to a 3DS event and we were both so we were like, this is the cringiest thing. Oh my God. She remembers too. She'll back me up. Not that she's here, but I promise I'm not hallucinating. Not yet anyway.
Not yet. Ash hasn't taken enough psychotropic drugs today to make that happen, but he's working on it.
Whoa.
He's working
How
on
did we
it.
get from 3DS to psychotropic drugs?
Well, we went to
That's quite a
hallucination
jump.
in between.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right. Let's go ahead and throw up our next story here real quick. This is I don't even know what to say about this other than, you know, surprise, I guess.
I know.
Rockstar has confirmed that Grand Theft Auto 6 is in development. And that's about it.
Shocked in awe.
Surprise!
Shocked.
GTA
Oh my
6.
God.
I don't
Mega
believe
God.
you.
Like, I'm surprised they had to spell this out for literally anyone. GTA 5 is one
Seriously.
of the best-selling, highest-grossing games of all time. It continues to be on the top 10 bestsellers like every year for the last 8 years. Of course, they're going to make a GTA 6, and you know the statement pretty much reads, "Wow, we didn't expect GTA 5 to do this well. I mean, we're working on 6, but 5 is still printing money. So what do you want?" This is basically like you could swap Grand Theft Auto with Mario Kart. And we'd, you know,
You
it
really
would read
could.
exactly the same. Nintendo would be like, I don't know, man, you're still playing Mario Kart 8, you bunch of idiots. Of course we're not going to make a new one. Go buy another copy of 8.
Yeah.
We're gonna release 8 Super Deluxe.
Because they probably want eyes away from the whole remaster fiasco.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
Well, yeah. They also announced that the third generation remasters for GTA 5 are coming out in March. So, you know, we got them on the PS3. They came out on PS4. Now we're getting them on PS5.
I completely forgot that GTA 6 came out on the PS3. That is insane.
Yeah, it was a.
It
I was
really
in
is.
college when that
GTA
happened.
Yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
me
That's
wonder, though,
serious.
why we still don't have GTA 5 on the Switch. Why we don't have Persona 5 on the Switch either. That was also a
Persona
PS3 game.
4 on the Switch.
Switch just
Yeah.
can't have 5s. You can't name one
P4 is a
Switch game with a
PS4.
5 in it. You can't do it.
Shin Megami Tensei
We don't even have
5.
Dragon Quest 5. What the hell? We don't have Final Fantasy 5.
Yeah, Steve got me there.
Mario.
I reviewed
5,
it, kind
the
of.
fifth one.
Atlas took it down immediately because I showed more than just sand.
All right.
yes.
So here's a
How dare
question.
you?
Given that we know that Nintendo still feels as though the Switch is about halfway through its life cycle, do you guys think that by the end of the Switch's actual life cycle, I don't know, 5 years from now, do you think Square Enix will have finally released any version of Chrono Trigger?
Yes.
on this system. You think so?
But what
Yes.
they're not telling you is that they're actually measuring the Switch against our life cycles. So they're telling us we're halfway through our own life cycle. They're gonna we're gonna be in our 50s, and they're gonna be like, it's 75%, and you're suddenly gonna have a realization like, oh god, they've been talking
Love
about me
being
all
young,
along.
baby.
Maybe we'll get it. Maybe the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters do well enough that they can decide just to let's do a Chrono Trigger Pixel remaster.
Oh, don't
stuff
even
like that.
My heart, Derek. Why would you even speak such a thing into existence?
Isn't,
Really
um,
wants
Now
you
I
to do
need it.
remixes of that music.
Oh,
Isn't
no.
Pixel Remasters mostly done by the same team that did Chrono Trigger PC?
That's what I understand.
don't know.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
believe
so
so.
if they are just waiting to finish this up, maybe after we get the Pixel Remaster console ports, maybe it's Chrono Trigger time. It's so weird with Chrono Trigger 2 is the audience that has the potential to play it is tiny. Because it never came to Europe. It was just
Right.
exclusive to America and Japan on the Super Nintendo. DS, got a limited run. It wasn't like a huge print. And apart from that, it's just the Steam release. I guess PlayStation had a little bit of a shoddy port as well, but that's it. That's it for Chrono Trigger.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is it's a crime for that game to be so under released, and so it's Chrono Trigger, man. So, but I also, we all remember when you predicted a bunch of Final Fantasy games during a
The
direct,
internet remembers.
the
never
internet
forget.
remembers. So if you're even predicting adjacent, or Chrono Trigger coming to Switch, I'm into it, man, because the things you predict about Square Enix tend to come true. You have a good track record with that.
Little Blue Dude mentioning same thing with Final Fantasy Tactics, which got brand new not play arts. It's some sort of new action figure with Final Fantasy Tactics, which
Agrius,
I'm
right?
seeing some more smoke. What's that?
I think it was Agrius, right? That's the
There's
figure that got released.
There's a few figures, I think.
Oh,
for
okay.
Tactics.
There's three. There's
Ramza,
Ramza, Delita,
Okay.
and I forget.
Oh
I
yeah,
forget
they
the
look
other one.
good too.
They
Mm.
do,
yeah.
yeah. I've only seen the Agrius one. They look great, though.
Yeah, if I was Square though, I'll be re-releasing all the legacy content, absolutely everything.
Yeah.
they did Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9. Why not do Chrono Cross and Final Fantasy Tactics and I don't know, like Fear Effect? Do they own Fear Effect? I don't think they do.
I don't
Parasite
think they do.
Eve.
Parasite Eve. there you
Parasite Eve! Please bring Parasite Eve back and erase
go. Lay
the
off
third
the
birthday from
Xenoblade
existence.
fans. See where they started. Here's Xenogears.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Right.
man, Xenogears would be cool. I love that game, even if it is really, really weird towards the end. But
That's big of a deal.
Oh, our
They're like,
former
Bill
TNT
Godfather.
guest, our former TNT guest, Lucas Thomas, with a little bit too much truth in the patron chat here, saying Chrono Trigger will come to Switch, but it'll be a cloud version. Please no.
Oh,
Please. Not
That's
after how
unfortunate.
Kingdom Hearts turned out. Please, God, no.
yeah, I'm really not too pleased with the whole cloud game idea. I think it works well in Japan, where their internet infrastructure is just phenomenal, but in the Western world, it doesn't seem to go so well because ISPs are garbage. Yeah, internet quality out here, especially upload, is terrible in most places.
It's dumb as hell. Like, I can understand some games just aren't going to come to Switch. Dying Light 2, that wasn't going to come to Switch. Neither was Control. Kingdom Hearts, though. Like, people have been begging for specifically 1 and 2 since the Switch came out. Sora comes along. Like, this is the perfect opportunity to give them that game. But for some reason, it's cloud. And I can get that for 3. But for the HD versions of 1 and 2, no way. Like,
Yeah.
and if
Easily
it,
port 1.5 and 2.5, bam, people will be happy.
I'm no developer, but maybe there's complications because technically it's a PS4 game now. Then make it for Switch. They made it for PS3 in the first place.
Yeah.
Tailor it for Switch. It would have sold well. It would have definitely sold well.
Yeah, these games released on the PS2, the PSP. Like, what's the excuse here?
Yeah.
Like 0.2 Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 3 and Remind, I get. It probably isn't worth their time and money to make Switch native versions of those games because of all the downscaling that would need to be done, right? But yeah, as you said, John, 1.5 and 2.5, and at least Dream Drop Distance HD, yeah, I feel like the effort there would be worth the return that they would get on those.
And the cloud's not even that great. Like, it's like watching a
No.
YouTube video. If you compare it to like Stadia, it's
Yeah.
nowhere near as good.
Yeah.
Well, there is
Are-
a
when-
rumor that Google is shopping Stadia around to folks to use for their own purposes and rebranding it as Google Stream, which
we're in trouble,
I would be really happy to see that.
We're in trouble, Stadians.
Stadiums.
I would be happy to see that, though, as like a alternative means of getting high fidelity games on the Switch specifically. I think Stadia could work well. It seems to be a lot more adaptable than whatever technology most of these folks are using for cloud versions of games to go on the Switch. Seems to work better in low bandwidth situations too. So I don't know, maybe, hopefully. I don't think it'll happen anytime soon, but I agree. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 could have just been native Switch games. There's no reason they shouldn't have been.
They should have.
Are those servers, do we know if the servers for those cloud versions, are they even hosted anywhere in the US or in the territories they're released in?
Probably not.
That's like, they're all in Japan. That's part of the problem.
Yeah, the early tests were Japan, weren't they? Like, they had Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Resident Evil 7 over there.
Yeah.
And then they brought it over to us. Yeah. And, like, they're playable. I played the Kingdom Hearts demo, and the inputs were fine. It's just a bad way to play the game, though. I'd suggest any other version.
Yeah, same. I mean, as I said before, if you literally know you're never, ever going to be able to play Kingdom Hearts anywhere else, still play it because it's Kingdom Hearts and it's awesome. But please, if you have any chance to play it on anything else besides Switch, do that. Do that.
Yeah,
totally.
Absolutely.
You deserve better.
Go PS2. Go PS2 over Switch.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, that's true too.
100%.
Yeah.
Better.
All right, real quick before because we're experiencing a lot of love and we spent a lot of time at the front end of the show. So I'm going to skip one of these stories, but I just want to ask you to know that Shredder is indeed coming to Nick All-Stars Brawl, and they said that voice
Ash
acting
already
is
tried
coming.
him out.
Oh, wonderful. Is your dad in
tried him
Nick
out.
All-Stars Brawl? That was really the thrust of that being a story on the show because they said voice acting is coming. So
Well,
Ash
he wouldn't
Paulson
be
is your
anyway.
dad in the game.
Well, he wouldn't be because Raphael is not in the game. And it's the 80s Turtles. But hopefully they add voice clips soon. Shredder's pretty fun to play. I do really quick have to point out Nintendo Life's unnecessarily mean-spirited headline, though, calling Nick Brawl a Smash Brothers pretender in the headline. That's so mean.
Man, Ash immediately calling out the previous part of it.
That's a mean headline, man.
Man.
I mean, the game's fun. But I mean, obviously, it's a bit unpolished, and
I'm just gonna go.
Enough budget.
I'm just gonna choose violence and say I agree with that headline.
I mean, that's fair.
I love that Shredder also happened to release with a Double Dare stage of all things.
Yeah, I guess they didn't want to have a fourth TMNT stage. But
Yeah,
he got the Double
That's
Dare
actually
stage.
rad.
Yeah, the
there's a bunch of
live
slime
action
in it.
stage.
Yeah. I am looking forward to
that's cool.
seeing
They should
how the
add
game
Mark
does.
Summers if we've got a Double Dare stage. That's all I'm saying. I don't want
That is-
any actual cartoon characters. I just want like a 30-something-year-old man with very curly hair.
That man is a hero. I don't know if you heard any of you. I'm sure a lot of you have heard this already, but that dude was a germaphobe.
Ooh,
And was all about like he's all about that cleanliness, and he's working on frickin' Double Dare.
I love that because I love the
Yeah.
idea of TV personalities being completely different when the camera turns off. And I just imagine he's like, oh God, I got to take a shower. Fuck these kids. I'm going home. Ah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is how everyone who has kids feels about kids.
They would have
right.
tours. Like
It's
kids
true.
would come tour Nickelodeon Studios, and he would like not let them see him. He's like, I'm
That's
staying in my dressing room.
That's amazing. I would definitely do that too. Didn't he host a game show games at one point?
No, that was somebody else. That's Nick Arcade, and I don't know who.
Nick Arcade.
hosted
Yeah, I
that.
don't remember the name.
I forget his
remember
name,
loving
but he
Nick
was
Arcade,
just as like great and eclectic. I would argue better.
Yeah.
Nice. I love that kind of stuff though. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. I found a super chat I'd like to highlight from Joe Kelly for $19.99. Thank you so much. Saying, I'm currently driving to my friend's place for pot sticker night, but love you all so much. Have followed you all for more than 6 years. Cheers to everyone. And now everyone is here. Well, first of all, thank you for all the love and the good vibe. But I also why don't my friends have a pot sticker night? Like that
Right.
is, I've never even
we
thought
need
of
better
that before.
friends.
Yeah, we need new
Right?
friends.
What have I been
Yeah.
missing all my life? I want a pot sticker night. Jeez.
That's where it's
Thank
at.
you, Joe. Yeah.
Mhm.
We need to get John back to the U.S. just to have pot sticker night. That's
Yeah,
what
we
the
do.
takeaway is here.
And Danimals and pot stickers. Not
I need to go to
necessarily
John's
together.
house just to have Nando's, and apparently,
Oh yeah.
Nando's
you
is
guys
so
need
good.
Nando's.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, Steve, that means you need to come to MacFest with me next year because they have a Nando's in National Harbor.
I'm not accepting your answer, and I am continuing to plan to go to Europe to get it.
Fair enough. Why not both?
I'll take y'all to Chicago sometime. There's lots
What?
to.
There you go.
I don't want to get shot. I want to eat chicken. I'm just kidding.
I live with that fear every day.
Don't worry. I didn't get shot. I'm still fine.
No, I will go to. I actually am going to Chicago in August, so I will see you there.
I'll be here.
For DC VMU, just because I respect the hell out of your name, that is a Ryo Hazuki statue. I'm amazed that you were able to pick that out because
that's awesome.
I'll be honest, I could totally buy that being what's his name from Dead Rising?
Oh, Frank West.
Frank,
I could totally imagine that being Frank West.
Since your name indicates that you're a Dreamcast fan, I'll slide over here. There's also a Humar statue from PSO back there. Those are the things I hide there. There's a lot of Sega on that shelf. You'd be surprised by the amount of Sega memorabilia I have back there. Anyway, so we do have one fifth and final story. And this is from Nintendo's investor relations Q&A that they held in Japan. It's machine translated, so please forgive all of the errors you're about to see. But it goes a little something like this. So Nintendo talked about the usual things that they discussed during these sales projections, hardware. But somebody did have an interesting question about the metaverse, like Facebook's metaverse and NFTs. And
Which
Nintendo,
is losing so much money right now.
Yeah. Nintendo roughly said, we do have interest in this area. We feel the potential, but we wonder what joy we can provide. And that's difficult for us to define right now. I paraphrased it because the machine translated quote made no sense, but so Nintendo's basically saying like, yeah, we're keeping an eye on it, but we don't know if we can make it fun. And I agree with that. I never looked at an NFT and thought, well, that sounds fun. I want to do that.
This has been blown out of proportion because it originally came from someone who sat in on the Q&A meeting and was tweeting live a Japanese language in English. So he's localizing on the fly, he's doing it rushed, and that's where the story sort of came from. And they're misinterpreted in the first place. If a shareholder asks you, are you going to be looking into a venture that can make you money? You're not going to say to them, no. Next question. You're going to just give a corporate answer, like,
exactly.
Maybe, but we don't know how to make it fun. Like, that's literally it. It's a nothing answer. And I don't know why people are making such a big deal out of it.
This is like the least non-committal answer to NFTs, and I have no inclination whatsoever to think that Nintendo's actually going to get into NFTs. Just not going to happen.
Nintendo is a very risk-averse company for the most part. They don't really glom onto new trends ever. That's just not something they do. They take the most risk in their hardware, really. You know, with the Wii with motion control and the Wii U, which didn't really pan out. Yeah. And then the Switch, but aside from those things, like Nintendo is very slow to embrace any kind of new technology. You know, they're still a fair 5 years to a decade behind on online infrastructure and internet.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're still new to the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see Nintendo suddenly being like, blockchain.
I don't know if this is part of just the machine translation as well, Steve, but I think part of that quote was saying that Animal Crossing is used as an example of the metaverse, which was part of the answer as well. I guess like it can be like a social hangout is I guess what they mean. But yeah,
I mean, it looks better than the metaverse, so I'll give them that.
Yeah. I mean, if they're saying that Animal Crossing is their idea of the metaverse, then I don't think we have anything to worry about.
Yeah, that really tells you where Nintendo's head is at. They're like, we have a metaverse. We tried Miiverse too, and that didn't work either.
Look at it.
Oh, Miiverse.
Would you like to trade apples for my pears?
You won't actually own the pears, but
you own a receipt for the pears. I think that's how it works.
But hey, you can plant those pears and get even more pears.
Oh,
that's already more
valuable than an ugly picture of an ape, though.
I mean, have you seen most of the monkeys in Animal Crossing?
That's fair.
There's some good ones.
Maybe they're onto something.
Good ones.
Just like NFTs Nintendo's making are fire trucks. Nintendo fire trucks.
What?
Nintendo fire trucks.
What?
I don't even know what that reference is.
NFT.
Well, I get NFT.
Nintendo.
Does Nintendo have a fire truck?
No, it's just a way to.
No, I'm saying they need one.
Oh,
all I care about is NFC. That's all that matters.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
I would love that to be the response from like Doug Bowser. NFT, baby. We got NFC. Look at this. Look at Samus. Look at that armor. And just slap the camera away.
I'm seriously like so sick of hearing about NFTs every single day, though. Like I know we all are.
Oh God, yeah.
God, it just will not go away. And I mean, I know it's probably never going to, but I'm so sick of hearing those three letters uttered after one another. I'm so sick of it.
And we know the community isn't big. Like we've got the stats for them. As of like November last year, it was something like 340,000 owners, which is like the Virtual Boy did 700,000 units.
There's more.
Man, we should start trading Virtual Boys.
Yeah, there you go.
And they just keep wrangling in celebrities to kind of emphasize their message. And Brie Larson's the next one who has done it. She's literally just posted an NFT, and it's.
I mean, they're just trying to find any way to get money injected into the space. And
and what better way to do that than to get big voices?
Celebrities.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll do it if they pay me enough. I'll be like, yeah, NFTs are great. Just give me like $1 million to $5 million. I'll say whatever you want me to say. I am absolutely for sale.
Oh my God!
I want
Spencer's
to
eyeing you up right now, Steve.
Yeah,
All
right. Okay, let's do this.
I'm on Game Pass, baby.
Really quick.
Bowling's on Game Pass. I
want to congratulate Aemon Stamp in our YouTube chat really quick, saying Kitty Kong as an NFT because you, Aemon, have somehow found a way to make Kitty Kong even worse. Like I didn't think that was possible, but Kitty Kong as an NFT. I'm sorry, Jesse, Kitty Kong Facts. I love you. I'm sorry, but that you somehow found a way to make Kitty Kong even worse. Aemon, congratulations.
Wow. Also, super chat from Titus Malvolio with $50. Holy cow. Took the day off work sick, just woke up from napping into the deepest voice imaginable. Sad I had to miss the reunion live for the most part, but welcome back, John. Well, I hope you feel better, Titus.
Yeah, seriously. Hope you feel better, man.
Thank you so much for that.
Take care of yourself, and thank you.
Jiminy in the patron chat, don't diss Nico. I am not dissing Nico. As John will attest, we both appeared on Amy's channel, Belle Aim, and did rankings, and Nico showed up as a January birthday, and that boy got an A rank? A 5?
It was 5 stars all around.
It was a 5.
Yeah.
It was a solid 5.
So
we love Nico.
I'm like, who's Nico? Like Nico
the cute monkey from the Animal Crossing DLC.
Once you understand Nico, your life will never be the same again.
Oh no. Now I need to look.
Is Nico as cool as Brewster and Reese though? Because those are my two favorite Animal Crossing characters.
Better.
I think he makes them look like garbage.
Yeah, he holds up.
Garbage.
Oh,
you just called Reese garbage? She's adorable.
Nico's a cheeky monkey. He's like Monkey Raymond, essentially.
Honestly,
yeah, I like
Reese
Nico.
doesn't do much compared to Cyrus in that game now, so I don't know. She's kind of losing points for that.
She's actually just kind of there. That's really what she does.
She's there to adore her husband, which is fine.
This is wild. Yeah, Steve, you got it?
Yep. Eric Mulheron with a $10 super chat says, hey, GVG, I subscribed to GX in 2011 when I was 10.
Wow.
Through the years, it was fun to see you all join GX one by one. Being 20 now and listening to discussions from the same team is crazy. Keep going. Well, wow. First off, that's incredibly humbling. Thank you so much.
Seriously.
I feel like I just sprouted like a tuft of gray hair
I was
somewhere.
actually on the YouTube. My God.
Just like I probably lost color completely in the back of my head.
Just aging to dust.
Yeah, I know, right? Like I feel my bones creak when I read stuff like that. But thank you. It means a lot. I've
never seen somebody that was actually like watching GX before longer than I've been there. That is wild.
That's incredible.
Like on the YouTube side of things, I should mention, because I was there from the
Yeah.
Wow.
It took me a while to realize we had a YouTube.
What's this YouTube? But yeah, thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to everybody who super chatted. I know we didn't read even a fraction of them, but there were so many.
Yeah,
it would have been impossible to keep up with. This is incredibly exciting for us. We're so happy to be able to have made good on this promise with John, to be able to bring him back, to be able to have him as part of the channel forever. You can't escape now, man. You're here for good.
Yeah, I signed a contract that was written in white ink, and now I'm stuck.
That's right.
Now, John has pictures of Amelia. Do it for her.
That's it. But I want to be.
Really dark.
I want to be I want to thank everybody who helped make this happen. Ash, Derek, you guys, we all worked on this together. I want to thank Jon's partner Roxy for believing in us to support him in making this move, because it's no small thing to bet on yourself. And so I'm very happy that, we were able to do this with her blessing. And I'm so excited for what the future holds for the channel. I'm excited for you guys to see GVGcast. I'm excited for you to see What's That Track come back. I am excited for you to see the original content. Like, when Jon says he has a lot of ideas, he is not kidding. There's a list
There's a
that
stupid
he showed
list.
us that is gigantic.
Yeah, amazing list.
Yeah.
We're all so excited.
So I
hope
really
I can keep
excited.
up with you.
Yeah, and I think this is really the start of a new chapter for the channel. It's going to be really, really exciting to see where we go from here. Stay tuned. There's a lot that's happening, but you know what time it is. It is time for the end of, for what is for now, the final episode of today's News Tonight. And I would normally fly into my outro and talk about our patrons, but I want to just thank every guest who ever came on here. The Completionist, Chugga Conroy, Scott the Waz, Tim Rogers, this guy, every YouTuber who came on the show and took
every
the time
Twitch
to sit down and
streamer,
talk with us, every Twitch streamer, everybody who
big,
ever
small,
sat
whatever,
in the
from
guest
every walk of
seat.
life.
Yeah.
It was great getting so much variety.
Right. It was fantastic. Seriously. And we're excited for the future. There will absolutely be times where we have guests on the GVG cast, but it's going to be more focused on us. We're not going to try to stress ourselves out having a guest every episode. But really, thank you to everybody who has supported this show in some way, shape, or form since we launched. It was the scariest moment, I think, collectively of our creative lives here to start GVG. We were so grateful to Jon that we were able to start monetized with an audience. Man, we've thanked you for it privately, but I just want to thank you for it publicly, man. It was huge.
Seriously,
and I'm
dude.
so fucking glad you're back. It feels right to have you back on the channel that you started. Yeah, look, Amy's showing love too.
Hey, Amy.
Nice. Steve, it may be worth reiterating for those of you in the audience who joined us a little later, kind of really quickly, the Cliff Notes version of what our plans are. TNT is going away temporarily. It'll come back at some point, but we are replacing it with the GVG cast, which is going to be more of a casual discussion show, kind of like what we did at Game Explain, every Friday at this time, 4 p.m. Pacific, the usual time. And we're also going to be doing weekly discussions on Wednesday, which will incorporate our live audience patrons, and they can participate in that. And I have plans now that I have the means to do it. I have plans to start streaming more, because I know a lot of you have been asking me specifically to start streaming. And I'll be doing that over on our Twitch, just getting together a schedule and stuff. But yeah, TNT might be going away temporarily, but we've got other stuff happening.
It gives us time to get things done.
Yes.
As Steve and Brandon will attest, this show takes so long to get together.
Yes, it truly totally does. It's a labor of love, though. So with that, I think it's time for us to close out what is for now the last episode of this show. So as you all know, we couldn't have done this show. We can't do any of the stuff we do without the support of our patrons, big and small. But I do have to give a special thank you to our patrons at the producer tier for helping to make this show happen. Y'all are the glue that holds us together sometimes, because it's not easy to make moves like we've been making this last year. And without your support, we couldn't do it. Jon wouldn't be here without your support. Just bar none, hands down, completely honest. But we do have to give a special thank you to our patrons at the executive producer tier and above. And for the last time until next week, those fine folks include Brandon Bovia, Rob Arman X, Fangs, Dan and Twistle, Z Patty, Hyrule Hermit, Sky Blue Flames, Eastman 23, Adam O'Sullivan, Octopuppet, Richard Herrera, Michael Phone, The D-Pad, Vesmio, Waffle King, Beardoats 373. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but I tried. Critter XD, Kitty Kong Fax, Angel Martinez, Vedran Hotek, Joshua Hunter, Benny Yao, Sapphire, Azran 127, Black King, Pagrema, Geller, Joseph Rutkin. Ash is really giving it his all. Titus Malvolio, Kiki Griffin, Lucky Wonderfish, Kyle, Top Dog 23100, Young Ben Kenobi, Doug Shomix, Andrew Medeiros, Becca, Rocks the Cat, Killamox, Eddie B, Kayed, Kit Fisto, Kenneth Lee Stingle, Jessica Toad, Deaneth, Sci-Fi Lullabies, Michael McCaw, Matthew Wong, Goron Amber, Straight Lace, Justin Matthews, Hoobie, Too Much Spaghetti, Mega Conrad, Ascaron 809, Rioner, Captain Finlandia, 60 Minutes and 60 Seconds, Nathan Steele, Spicy Pandaughter, The Game Orb, Dano the Artist, Super Gamer Dude 101, Grantles, Ravelox, Synchrolord, my mom, hi mom, Kane Woolley, Skull Kid Tiger, Dark Steel 01, Jason Uloa, Jaden Buck, Phantom Project, Cystic Warrior 29, DJ Jersic, Dinner Sonic, Darik, Jeff Ed, Blaze Star 25, Stag Nasty, Mumbling Yeti, Cameron Sharp, Screamo Shaman, Mason Riley, Keel, Santi the Person, Brendan Hesse, Hustlebun, Noah Fitterer, Calvin Atkinson, Hinaru 77, Brooke Obscura, Eddie's Asian Land, Willow Pingree, Brainchild, and a few more that I don't have the names for, but that is the list. Woo! Thank you so much. Thank you to all the folks that joined the EP squad during the show. It was such a wild show that I wasn't able to get you into the list during it, but I want to thank you all for your support. It means the world to us. We are just getting started. GVG is really hitting its stride, and I am so excited to show you what the rest of what we have planned is. This is just the beginning. We'll see you next week.
Steve, really quick, I have those names in front of me if you would like me to read them.
Please.
Jim Wakeland and Patrick Pendig, thank you so much for joining the EP squad during this very show. We love you. Super looking forward to having you in our community and playing games with you twice a month and all the other cool stuff our EPs get as perks over on our Patreon.
Absolutely.
Thank you both so much.
And that is the perfect segue into a reminder that you can join the best damn community on the entire internet over at patreon.com/gvgaming for as little as $1 a month. That gets you into our Discord, and we do have some exciting new perks that are coming in just as part of the Discord community. But we'll talk more about those next week. For now, that does it for us. This has been today's News Tonight. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us, showing us all your support. We will catch you next week for the very first episode of the GVG Cast. Until next time, folks, good night and good vibes. Bye, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, all.